afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysia Championship Series.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit for the afternoon session of the Malaysia Championship Series Round 2. We have the touring production as well as the SP1 happening this afternoon. Yesterday for race 1, it was a semi-wet race. Okay, it had a little bit of drizzle, but hopefully today with the beautiful ambassadors right next to me and the white umbrellas, we're going to be pushing the rain away, hoping for a dry race. Hopefully today we'll have a clean race, okay? And also we like to invite all of you to come here later in November for the MotoGP. It's happening right here at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. So grab your tickets now because the Marc Marquez row is already sold out. Okay, that's happening later in November. And also remember, the Malaysian Championship Series is coming back here in the Petronas Sepang International Circuit in August and September. So there's a lot happening here. Remember, you can come here and watch the races for free in the main grandstand area. Okay, the teams are just getting setting up for the TP teams and also the SP1s. So this I get the guys in the cool box commentary. Back to you, Steven, and also Nick.
Thanks a lot, Hazrul. Yes, it is very cool and thankfully dry up here in the commentary box. And Nick Arnold still with me from this morning. Nick, TP and SP1, this is race 2. This is going to be great after some of the action that we saw yesterday.
Yeah, indeed. We saw domination by Liu Kawai of the Honda Black Wolf Racing team, rather. And it was a close contention for second and third place. It remains to be seen if we're going to be treated to the same action. But, Jeef, talking about the weather again, it has been the same story since yesterday.
Now, thankfully, it didn't rain at the time, so I don't have to eat my hat, which is exactly what I said this morning. But yes, suddenly turned, and the TCR Asia race, the race 2 for TCR Asia that was just before this race, actually had about half of that was covered in rain, but it stopped, so it's looking roughly drier, very much like yesterday, but these are carbon copy conditions of yesterday in terms of these guys going out. And yes, that was the car, Black Wolf Racing, that did all the damage. Today it is his partner, Daniel Ren Uy, who is driving that car. There was a change post-race for the podium positions, and that was Roy Tang was actually awarded second place, so there was a penalty for Scuba Racing and Johnny Z, and so he got a third spot, but that really was his second, third spot, Johnny Z. He's still got a lot of work to do in the second half of the season. For Roy Tang, he had a first and a second in round 1, so 3 straight podiums for him. And our engineering were also a big winner, Leon Koo, who wasn't featured in any way in the podium yesterday. And the other person that made the podium last time out, which was Lee Kum Sun, also didn't finish race 1. So looking for redemption drives from the likes of Lee Kum Sun, Johnny Z, and I'd also have
Leon
to say Kusi Kanto in SP1,
double winner,
who's starting from the back of the grid. So that was, before we go any further, don't forget to check that official website, sepangcircuit.com. Lots of things you can do up at the Sepang Circuit. One of them is bring your car onto this track. It's called the Car Open Track Day. COTD is what it is. And do try it because it is a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you'll never, ever, ever forget. I've done it, and it's fantastic. I didn't even do it in my car. I actually did it in a racing car. Amazing to be on this FIA Grade 1 track. So do check that for details. And while you're there, of course, as Hasrul pointed out as well, biggest race of the year is turning up in November, the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2024. Marc Marquez and all of the MotoGP crew will be here. And right now, there is a mid-year sale all the way up to the 30th of June. So you get your tickets at 20% discount if you book them online at sepangcircuit.com. So do that. The 10-minute board is up, and it's looking dry, as you can tell. Most of the umbrellas are being curled up now. Heat haze coming back a little. Still not blue skies, but we will keep you updated with the weather as it happens. This is the course north and south tracks at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. 5.543 kilometers, 15 corners, and those two long signature straights right in the middle. So it's very fast, around 4, 5, 6, 7, very slow, 1, 2, 3, but all in all, lots of thrills and spills, as we always see. Now let's get down to the grid, and Hasrul is talking to Eddie Liu, if I'm right.
Okay, right now we are with Eddie Low from car 77. Yesterday he won the touring production. So yesterday you had quite a bit of a fight for the first 5 rounds with Jonathan C. Today, hopefully you're going to be having a clear line. Any strategy changes as compared to yesterday?
No, just to get consistent timing, drive consistently, and keep the pace. And then, of course, we try to keep our P1 position.
Yesterday was a little bit wet. Okay, did you have any problems in the wet, or today you expect it to be dry?
We are expecting it to be dry with a little bit of rain. But then I assume it's about 80% is going to be dry. Okay. Yeah, so let's hope it keeps that way.
Okay, so since you're already in front, you're going to be a lot of defending. How hard do you think you can still push? Are there any sectors that you think they can improve in?
There's always room for improvement. We have always good drivers like Jonathan, Roy. So, we just see how each other goes, and then we push each other faster.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations yesterday, and good luck for today.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, back to you, Jeevan and Ross.
Thanks a lot, Hasrul. And that is a change because I said we have on our screens that Daniel Ren was going to be in that car, but Eddie Liu with a double this weekend.
Yeah, why change the winning formula?
That's right. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Simple as that. So Black Wolf, that 77 car, the overwhelming favorite based on their start-to-finish run yesterday. But look out for the likes of Roy Tang, that's 68, and of course Johnny Z in the Scuba Racing 17. And, you know, I said coming into this weekend, it was pretty tight, actually. It was tied at 27 between Leon Koo and Roy Tang. This is what I was coming into. Of course, Leon Koo hasn't had any results, so Roy Tang is now the leader of the touring production standings. And, well, Johnny Z and Lee Kam Soon, you know what? Eddie Liu and Black Wolf, they were in third with 18 points, so they've done themselves. In fact, they should be now.
So that's another 15 points.
They should be on top. But do check the sepangcircuit.com. I'd say tomorrow, after the day after tomorrow, because it'll be updated, of course. And now we can get down to some SP1 interviews, and I think that's Faris Fauzi that we're going to be speaking to with Hasrul.
Okay, thank you, Jeevan. Yes, we are with Faris Fauzi yesterday in the SP1s. He was in the second place behind his teammate. Okay, just asking, are there any team orders?
No. Basically, my teammate was a bit faster, quite fast. So I'm actually trying to keep up with him.
Anything that you learn from him, from the team, in sharing of how you can go faster?
I think more track time, more practice, going through data helps a lot for your driving development. Yes, definitely. Okay. Yeah, more time on the car, basically. Yeah.
Okay, but talking about more time, okay, there's going to be quite a big gap. Okay, the next MCS is going to be in August. Any other races you having next month or this month?
No, just waiting for the next round. Maybe practice in between, but that's about it.
All right, so no races but practice to keep yourself fit. Good luck for today, and hopefully see you at the podium. Okay, back to you, Jeevan and Nick.
Thanks a lot, Azrul. Yeah, that's Faizu again has highlighted something very special. That's great to see some people in the stands up here at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. Good to see, and you guys should join them whenever. But yeah, for Faiz, it is all about just getting as much race time as possible. Earlier today, we heard about Putraram flying back from the UK just for this race as well, because it is a special time to have this amount of track time on this kind of track. It's not easy for a race driver to build these career events.
Yeah, and they have ample of time to even go through the data and really find out the best strategy to implement in the next race. But looking at Faris Fauzi, he did pretty commendable. Just a couple of seconds in second, finishing behind Putra Adam.
That's right. It was an R Engineering double yesterday. And so they start at the top of the SP1 grid. Of course, it's all combined. But so they're 6th and 7th overall. But it was 3 R Engineering cars in the SP1 field. And all 3 of them, I can tell you, would be set up nicely for today. Now, the sun's beginning to peek out again, I think. It's very strange weather conditions right now. It's grey. Looks like it could turn to rain at any moment.
Roy Tang will feel that this is probably the race that he will come through. Because in the last 2 races, he did so well to get second spot. He even pushed both leaders by quite a distance, but had to settle for a second spot. Perhaps this race is his.
Perhaps he has a B+ on the side of his helmet, and hopefully he's going to try and push that up to an A in terms of classification. So 3 minutes on the board, so non-essential personnel are going to have to be escorted off the grid. There is Johnny Z, still looking for a big win this year, and that's what he's always aiming for. And, well, he was also racing this morning in the MTC SP2 race as well. And that was all about High Rev Dream Chaser and TD racing in terms of the big winners to come out of it. So Scuba Racing very much putting their hopes in Johnny Z in 2 different categories, and he still has to come through. That's another man that was noticeably missing yesterday for our engineering, Leon Koo. Big winner from the first weekend. Second and a first. In fact, in this race, race 2 of round 1, that was his big win. So there's plenty of permutations and options as to where this race might go, but it's all going to depend on reliability. And talking about reliability, the main DNF yesterday from 22 Pro Shop got stuck in the gravel and was just spinning rims. Couldn't really get out of there at all, Nikumson. So, you know, it's not critical to have 1 DNF, but when you've only got 8 races in the season, you'd rather stay on track and get any amount of points. It's better to even finish 8th, 7th or 8th and get 2-3 points rather than have a blank out, because as I said, it's always also about getting that car up. Putra Adam, well, he's had a pretty standard output for himself.
Yep.
Should be 18 now. I think was 16 last time I checked, I remember, so he might even be 17, but he did get a 3rd place finish in round 1. That was an MTC, and then also a 2nd place finish in round 2, race 2 of round 1 in SP1. So he's going to be looking to get another podium right here. Now, it looks like we are just about ready to get underway. No pit stop, of course, because it is a half-an-hour sprint race, and it will be from a standing start. And I'm sure they're going to get on a formation lap before they come back into this wonderful grid positions. Wow, how is this one going to turn out? Bigger cars, bigger engines than the cars we saw this morning. That was a lot of Cities and Swifts and Jazzes. There's a lot of Civics. The Honda Civic FD2R, probably the most relatable, reliable car in terms of touring cars globally. So every now and then, a car maker will come out with a chassis that just so happens to be perfectly set up, for either rallying or touring cars, and that becomes the car of note. The Yaris is another one. And
All
that's come
durable
out.
cars are used by millions of Malaysians.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
they
very
are actually
relatable series.
very, very close. There are some racing tweaks. Of course, they don't have 4 seats like your car or my car, and they have, of course, bigger wheels, racing wheels as well. A couple of ball bearings, but that's about it. There's hardly any electronics. So looking at the grids, it's Black Wolf to kick it off with Bay Racing up next to them on the front row. Scuba Racing and R Engineering just behind them. John Sazin, Leon Koo. And 22 Pro Shop and R Engineering 5th and 6th with Lee Kam Sun and Putra Adam.
Faris Fauzi makes up SP1 along with Pisau Fan 8th place. Chow Tek Siong is in 9th. Kenny Rata in 10th place. Awid Anwar in 11th and Baron Sim, who did not do too well yesterday, is in 12th.
He was pushing it a bit too much, and Kusikanto, double winner from round 1, all the way back in 13th. So big redemption drive for him. New driver to the MCS. Baron Sim had a great start to the race yesterday and was finding some good reward from the inside line, but then we saw him off track a couple of times as well. Tawid Anwar was also getting faster nearer the end.
Yeah,
now,
he finished with a flourish, but
that's
didn't start off too well.
Well, you got to get on the gas immediately in this championship. Of course, he used to drive for R Engineering last year, and so now looking to make a bit of an impact for Scuba Racing Team. So if you think about it, the Scuba Racing Team with him and Johnny Z, that is actually a pretty fast run of drivers that they have, but they just haven't had the luck so far. The run of the track. So green flags being waved all over the track as the cars make their way back. This should be turn 14 if I'm right. Yes, it is.
Be interesting to see the lap times, fastest lap times rather, posted by these drivers. Yesterday, Putradam had a 2:29, which was the fastest lap, and Roy Tang, in fact, posting the fastest lap for the TP.
And what was that?
226.
226, yeah, 226, 224 is the fastest I've seen for TP, and that was Mark Darwin. Anything faster than that, and as I said, do check that car. Talking about checking cars, race control are now going to be all eyes and all ears open as we get to the starting grid. As I said, standing start for these half-an-hour extra sprint races. This is the real change that has come from the new wonderful format for the Malaysian Championship Series for 2024. As I understand it, it will be continuing this way for the next few years as well. But, said, it all really depends on the general motorsports environment at the time. Very versatile championship. But as they get into position, it's all going to be about that rush to turn 1, as it always is with Sepang. So here we go. All that work, there's the green flag at the back, and we are ready to get underway. All that work in the pits, all that work in training and lap times. Lights are red, and they've gone out, which is as good as green. So different off the standing start. You've got to make sure that initial burst is good enough, and so Black Wolf now pushed a little. Great start from Johnny Z. It looks like he's taken the lead, and he has on the inside.
Excellent start. He hugged that inside line very quickly.
Yeah, that was really, really well done. Roy Tang is pushing for second. So Eddie Liu this time has been sandwiched either side by Bay Racing and Scuba. He's managed to fend off Bay, but Scuba up front. Well, I've said it many times before in the last few years, if Johnny Z does get in a position like this, then he doesn't stop. Oh, that's great
Roy
from Roy
Tang
Tang.
charging up to take second place.
More than half a car length, and look at the comeback from Eddie Liu. He's not happy with that at all. And if he's not lucky, he's going to be caught again by Leon Koo.
Oh, what an excellent start made by Johnny Z. He's already opened up quite a gap.
34 seconds, fastest on Sector 1 as well.
Not
I mean,
surprising.
he's ticking all the boxes right now. Well, that sounded like
He did what Eddie Liu did yesterday.
yesterday. Yeah, that's exactly it. Leon Koo still pushed back. Eddie manages to stay ahead of him as they come up to turn 9. So it is Johnny Z, Roy Tang, Leon Koo having a look on the inside. Eddie Liu just keeping that line, and it's all about defending for him now. He can't be thinking about attacking the top 3 with all those cars behind him. Just behind Leon Koo, that looks like Lee Kum Sun, is it?
And Leon also looks to have warmed up. He's now right at the back of Eddie Liu.
Johnny Z is now put in the fastest sector 2 time at 32 seconds and the fastest sector 3 time at 43 seconds.
Yeah, Johnny Z is on top of all the data at this point. Fastest man on track.
And you can really see it visually as well, just pulling away.
You can sense the sense of urgency from Jonathan Z.
Yeah.
He's always made good starts, I noticed over the past 2 days, but somehow tapered off towards the end. He's hoping that it's not the case again today.
If they got that set up right in that car, then they have the right driver to lead off, that's for certain. I've seen him lead start to finish a couple of times, and he just likes to go fast. So that's the number 10 car. That's Faris Fauzi, who's up there fighting for it. Currently, it is, that's got to be Putra Adam just ahead of him. Yes, it is. So it's our engineering 1 and 2 in SP1, sorry. Johnny Z is blitzing it. He's already a full second ahead of everybody else.
229.
That's Pisao Fun in the 46 car. That's Ken Urata. That 46 car is actually really famous. It used to be driven by Kifli Othman. It used to be part of the Dr. Mayhem racing team, I remember. Now it's running as an independent, but it's got that same gold and white livery. That car used to win things around here. So getting into turn 5, that's Johnny Z, that's Roy Tang, that's Eddie Liu, that's Leon Koo, that is Pisao Fun, and that is Faris Fauzi. So we have it logged down that Putra Adam is currently leading SP1. I think that's Faris Fauzi that's leading.
And he's also a second faster than Faris Fauzi, so he's posted great lap times.
Roy Tang has just pushed the limit in sector 1. That's now 30.67 is the fastest you can go through the first 4 corners. So he is gunning for Johnny Z, and he's only 0.9 of a second behind. So we'll keep an eye on that front 2 in touring production. Just looking to get visual confirmation on Putra Adam and Faris Fauzi behind this, these TP cars, because it just looked to me that Faris Fauzi had got ahead of him in the green 10 car. There's Johnny Z. Strange hubcap choices, I noticed. I would have gone for 2 gold myself, but a gold and a bronze. Maybe it's silver on the other side, and it's a Paris Olympics.
He won't mind it if he comes on top. It could be orange, it could be black, all that matters.
It's gold and bronze. But as I said, those were the colors of the Scuba Racing team on the outside of the car last year. He is now coming up to turn 15, and this is going to be very important. Roy Tang has been pushing himself. He didn't manage to top the fastest sector 2 and sector 3 times. So as they get round turn 15, is Johnny Z pulling away? We'll find out in about 2, 3, 1. He is not. Roy Tang is down to 0.6 of a second.
Yeah, Roy Tang has just closed the gap a little bit.
He's also put in the fastest
and you can see
lap,
how close is that.
2:81. That is the fastest lap today that we've seen.
That's because Roy Tang has also posted the fastest lap, 2:26.
He's absolutely made a statement of intent here. There's no way you could put that data in front of a jury of 12, and there's only one conclusion they're coming to with. Guilty of being fast on the Sepang International Circuit. And now Roy Tang, I'm sure, is going to be looking. This is a good place to have a look, but I have a funny feeling that he's closing up and he's going to have a go at turn 9. Brake a bit later, try on the inside. So this is 7. Johnny Z not having a free run of it. So this is this is 7. So as they come downhill now, he's done enough, Johnny Z, to at least buy him some time.
Yep, Roy could still go at him at turn 14 and 15. That seems to be his traits.
All thumbs up. That's good to see. So far, so good. And this was going to be where a great opportunity you could have, but as you can see, he's just put enough daylight ahead of him. So Johnny Z doing what he does best, which is go fast. And
Eddie
his
Liu, though, he
sector
must be
times-
wondering where did it all go wrong, because he had top spot and then
oh yeah.
dissipated very early on.
You
And
know,
now
when you get into a sprint race like this and there's not many cars and there's a lot of space for people to really get into their grooves, that's the main thing. You can't afford to do that. You can't afford to do that. You cannot afford to lose 2 spots, especially. So what he should have done was, but I think maybe he was just a bit shocked. He left too much space on the inside line, and that was the problem.
And Johnny Z saw that opening.
Straight down there, yeah. You don't need to give him a second invite. So again, up to turn 15, coming up to start lap 3. Roy Tang doing just enough to hang on to the back bumper of that 17 Scuba Racing car that is, both of these cars are the only 2 cars that have hit 226. They've now, in fact, probably from watching each other, dropped down to 227. Leon Ku's just put in a 227 as well. And the answer to your question, Nick, Eddie Liu is lapping at 228. That's why he is up at the back.
Dropped off the pace.
So now
And
this
Leon Ku
looks,
is not far behind.
this is a huge battle because that's Pisao Fan on the outside. That is Chao Tek Siong in the middle. And that is Putra Adam in the blue car on the inside. And these are your top 3 for SP1. Pisao Fan, great move off turns 1 and 2. Pushes up to the front. Absolutely nothing between these 3 cars. In fact, it is just about a second and a half.
Yeah, it's nothing separating there.
And what's great is the 3 primary colors. Look at that, yellow, blue, and red. Tell you now, that's great for commentators. The last thing you need is these cars that look exactly the same. But wonderful stuff. So, Chao Tek Song now putting the pressure on Pisao Fan as Putra Adam drifts off to the back of this pack, and I think he is going to watch what happens up the front. But this is a fantastic run from Pisao Fan, who had a 3rd spot finish yesterday, so the setup of that car is doing well into turns 9 and 10 now. It's where they're heading. Just behind them, that is Kusikanto. Well.
Slowly making his way up,
Slowly
Kusikanto.
making his way back. Oh, by the way, there's more problems for Lee Kum Sun and 22 Pro Shop. They are again the only touring production car that is dropped out of the touring production area, and for that is, of course, they are more powerful cars. In fact, I think that's them right there. Blue car, the 22 Pro Shop on side, just trailing Chao Tek Siong.
Chao Tek Siong is about 10 seconds away from Putra Adam. So Putra Adam has developed quite a big of a lead. Oh!
Oh, Kusikanto in yet more trouble, and had to really have his wits about him there to get that back on. That R-Works team has not had a good run of it this weekend.
Just as we spoke of Kusikanto, that happened.
Yeah, I know. I thought that too. That's a bit ominous. There you go. Well, it's not our fault. As you can see from the replay, he just locked up and locked up again. Big gravel on there. So now he's got a nice gravel layer on his tires that he's going to have to shake off. Had no luck after a double win in round 1. That's Baron Sim at the front of your screen. And Baron Sim was ahead of Tawhid Anwar by the looks of it.
And speaking of Lee Kam Soon, who we
That's
highlighted earlier.
There you go. It's a double DNF. Because that car is not just coming in for a change or for some oil. Nobody comes in at that speed. That car has blown its engine by, well, if it was blown its engine, there'd be huge amounts of smoke. I'm thinking it's probably a gear problem. He's probably stuck in first gear, to be honest. So that is a double DNF, I think. Because in a half-hour race, 18 minutes left, as you can see at the top of your screen, even if you did fix that, you're going to come out
Yeah,
and you're
you'll
going
be
to
out of it.
I don't think he's going to make the pits. he was lucky that he's made it that far into the pits. That car is dead in the water. Unlucky for 22 Pro Shop ex Papaya Racing. Still the greatest name. They might not have the greatest car this weekend, but they have the greatest name. Love it.
This battle reminds me of round 1. Johnny
Oh, really?
Z and Roy Tang.
So Johnny Z was sprightly in round 1 then.
He was, and they were exchanging positions almost in every turn heading into the last lap.
Wow, that's an immediate rule infringement to actually get a push. So that car didn't make it to the garage. Total blowout. And, you know, my heart goes out to the 22 Pro Shop team because they really have, you know, these teams do not have wonderfully amazing budgets like F1 teams and Le Mans teams. So to them, they put everything into this car. They put every piece of time, effort, material into that car.
Yeah, and I'm sure they would have done a lot of preparations for today's race as well, especially after ending up in the gravel. Really unfortunate for Lee Kam-soon.
Well, this is going to be close. As they cross the line, it is now 0.4 of a second between these two. And he's going to have a look on the inside, Roy Tang. You know, it's just a look. Door gets closed by Johnny Z. Now, I can tell you this, that Johnny Z, unlike someone like Ken Urata, for example, in SP1, Johnny Z is going to get really frustrated at the fact he has to do the defending. He'd much rather be doing full out, all out, full gas attacking. Now, as I said, another look at turn 5. Roy Tang has a quick peek on the inside. I don't think he's going to go now.
But Roy is such a persistent competitor. I've seen him really hunt the behind of Jonathan Z, and he will not let up.
Well, it looks now like, as I said, all of them have put in a 2:28 lap for the last lap, and
yeah, they're all going slightly slower than before.
All going slightly slower. There's no full course yellow or anything. I think they're just generally taking their time to get around this lap. Of course, the only 2 cars that have hit 226 are these two. Johnny Z still, I did say that he doesn't like defending. It doesn't mean he's not good at defending, and he's certainly doing a fair amount of it right now because Roy Tang is looking for his, well, this would be his 2nd win or his his 3rd podium. Well, it's 3 podiums out, so it'll be his 4th podium. He'll be looking for his second or his 2nd win. Are they going to get this car out? Well, it will finish 5th in the touring production class. A little bit of gap there in the fast part of the circuit as they pull out. Has to start under his own.
Well, this is still very much a welcome news. Better to finish last than to not finish, right?
Yeah, well, I guess I said it, when you've got 5 entrants in touring production, it means you will pick up some points, but you do have to finish the race. So, Roy Tang, again, just off the shoulder. It's almost as if they're in formation as they go round. He's got to make his move soon because he's got about 5 laps left to do it.
And he will try and charge from the straights here.
Now,
because Jonathan has done really well to shut him off in turn 1.
He's closed up even more. It's 0.3 of a second now. He is lapping 0.03 of a second faster, and he's going to have a look on the inside. That's his first attempt. And again, door gets closed by Johnny Z. But Johnny Z is losing this battle right now. 0.354. There you go. That's,
yes, he shaved off.
He's taken
a
off
fraction of a second.
He's taken off 0.02 of a second every lap because he's lapping at 2:28.552, and Johnny Z is lapping at 2:28.849. The maths never lies.
The pattern that we are seeing is Royce preferring to trail him, but charge up in turn 14 and 15. And Jonathan's had to really defend the turn 1 position.
Well,
that has
we've
happened
already
a couple
seen
of times.
this morning, I think it was an SP2, it was an MTC, Avia Baja, comes in at the last lap, waits, bides his time, comes in at the last lap and steals 2nd position. So let's see if that's exactly what's on his plans here. But Roy Tang he might just be traveling so fast that he's got to have a pop. 0.3 of a second.
Roy wouldn't mind this at all. I think he's absolutely happy with what he's doing out there. He's picking his moments to try and overtake. He knows there's still
you got to
time.
be patient. Got to be patient. So as they get through the sectors, it is still Roy that is faster, but only by, well, okay, he was faster in Sector 1 and Johnny was faster in Sector 2. So they are trading and having a bit of a battle right now. Looks like this one's going to go right down to the wire. So Eddie Liu is nicely consolidated in third, I can tell you. Those are the top three for TP. The top three in SP1 is Putra Adam, Faris Fauzi, and P. Saufan. Very much the situation. That is Eddie Liu.
And Eddie Liu has actually shaved off
slowly.
some seconds. He's slowly catching up. So even he stands a chance of trying to get that top spot, even though it may not seem like it now. He's not too far behind.
So Lee Kam-sun, who is, oh no, he's actually a lap back. So there are our front four. And if Johnny and Roy don't get their act together soon,
Jonathan's taking the white line, and he's going to try and
shut the door, yeah. This time I think maybe that's half a car. It's more than half a car. Wonderful from Roy Tang. That is such an incredible move. But he loses it on the switchback. He locks up a little bit and lets Johnny Z back in. So that was the first glimpse at the lead for Roy Tang. And
so
now he's trying it again. He's trying it again on turn 3. Oh, it had to happen if he was going faster. And now he's on the outside at turn 5. So Johnny should have this. Oh, he's just not giving up. No! That's amazing. On the outside, Roy Tang has
finally he's done it.
He's absolutely blitzed
bit
him.
his time, and then
well, that's all about
the defining moment was turn 1.
Yeah.
Right?
I think he was. I actually think he didn't expect to come through on turn 1, and this is what happened. So this was Johnny on the wide line, Roy on the inside. Now he definitely has half a car length right there. So Johnny has to concede, but this is where he locks it up, and that's why he can't swing it back.
But credit to him, he
comes
swiftly
in
recovered to take the lead.
So Johnny is now. Oh, he's not. That is not the way to do it, Johnny. That is not the way to do it.
He must be real frustrated with himself, Jonathan.
I would not be surprised if I see a race control determination about that, because he essentially went into the side of Roy Tang's car.
He was desperate to try and regain the lead.
It is cut and thrust, but you have to, well, you know, Roy just slowed down there for some reason, and again, oh, they are all over each other, and that is not going to work. So Jonathan Z is all out of it. I don't even know. That's going to be a full course yellow. It has to be to get that car off. I don't even know what to say about that.
That was just a moment of madness from both drivers.
I think it was a moment of
madness.
madness.
What were they thinking is just, I think, pure frustration. Because it started with Johnny going against Roy Tang. He decided, I'm going to take my revenge.
P. Saufan almost hit the front of that car.
Roy basically just made Jonathan's car, his bumper, his speed bump, right?
It was
he literally went on top of his car.
It was like monster trucks for a second.
Unbelievable.
And that's the thing. So
I don't think I've seen such scenes before.
I have, but not looking as if they were intended, because it looked for a second like Roy Tang was setting back, and then all of a sudden he just went straight in, and this is what it looked like. So this was the little bit of RG at turn 10. Now this was all Johnny Z's fault. He should have backed off right there, and he lost himself a bit of a bumper. Now this, if you look at it, Roy Tang slows down, Johnny goes in on the inside, so you think it's done. That's perfectly legitimate.
This is where I think Roy really wanted to take his revenge.
That is, I mean, there was no steering done there, and he literally went over the front.
I'm not sure if he slowed down to have a go at Johnny, because it seemed like it.
So that was turn 14 where that happened, and that's caused the full course yellow. Well, it's
What
as I said,
entertainment we have here at the Sepang International Circuit.
it's always bump and grind and cut and thrust and entertainment at the Malaysia Championship Series. Now, the real issue here is, how is this going to evolve? Because they're going to take at least, I'd say, 3 to 4 minutes to get that car off. The safety, it's just in an odd part of the track. It's the whole car. It's not just debris. They're going to have to check. So with 4 minutes left, that could lead to a one-lap shootout between the top. And if you look at the front, Leon Koo is now in second because Roy Tang, of course, is out of the picture. Right there he is. Look at the back of his car. That's smashed up.
That's what happens when you go on top of another car.
Yeah, and I said, you know, it's a shame we're not going to get post-match interviews because I'd like to hear what Johnny Z has to say.
I can imagine so much of a frustration and probably a war of words even between both men.
Still 2 more rounds in August and September to get through, and there's going to be plenty of excitement there as well. Now, Roy Tang, remember, probably the most successful driver so far in touring production this year. He had a win in race 1 of round 1. He had a second place. Here you can see it again. This was there, right there. That was absolutely uncalled for. That was absolutely uncalled for, and maybe it did upset him, but he came out in the front. So what you didn't need to do was then go off and smash it up. But that's where he lost the back of his car. No time to get that fixed in a pit stop, of course. So Roy's going to be hoping to hang on to this 3rd spot. Leon Koo has now closed to within 1 second of...
He's capitalized big time.
Eddie Liu is up top. This is going to be a double win for Eddie Liu, all because Johnny Z and Roy Tang had a little bit of fisticuffs at turn 14. And it was, you know...
All Eddie Liu needed to do, which he did so well, was just stay in contention. And he was making up ground as soon as he lost it in the first lap.
Roy Tang has come in the pits now, and he is going to get that fixed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, there's 6 minutes left. That's 2 laps. And what are they going to do here? Is it going to be the magic duct tape? I think so. They're going to lift that car up just to see if there was... Because remember, that car went on top of the other car, so they're going to have a little look underneath. One of the tires looks to have been blown as well.
And this is an emergency pit.
This is an emergency pit. This is, I said, it's not helping their race at all. Still, it is kind of wise to bring it in under safety car conditions. But as you can see, at the left of your screen, the yellow bar on the right side is touring production. The red bar is SP1. And look at these 3 in 10th, 11th, and 12th. Roy Tang, Jonathan Z, and Lee Kam-soon, who we already know
that collision has basically taken out both men out of contention.
Well, from a neutral's perspective, it is great for the championship because Roy Tang was one of the leading drivers in the championships. He's now going to be scoring, 4th and 5th. So it's great for Black Wolf Racing because they needed to get another win. It's going to be the second double win that we've seen after Kusikanto in SP1 in round 1. I'm pretty sure, unless Leon Koo could do something about it, because Leon Koo has also been fantastic in terms of picking up results. It was a 2nd and a 1st in round 1. So he would look at that. Now, you're talking about cars that have been done in.
Back up and running.
That's almost looking like a go-kart at the front because it hasn't got a right side. So amazing that that car is actually still running. Because this was monster trucks and handbags at 50 meters. Oh, there's that. Oh, you go. There you go. There you go.
Slowed down and took a swipe at him.
I mean, yes, all cars speed up in a safe manner to formation behind the safety car. So we are coming off the full course yellow. I think they're going to allow him to race with that now that he's back on again. So it looks like it's just aero damage. He's just getting a lot less times off it.
Roy Tang is also out on his outlap, so we'll see both cars back on track.
It'd be funny if they just went straight at it again.
Again, round 2. But
Calm down, fellas.
having said that, Jeep, there's a whole different battle now for first
it's
place,
huge.
right?
Yeah, it's 1 second
Eddie Liu
between
and Leon Koo.
Eddie Liu and Leon Koo. And Leon Koo, as I said, would being this is going to take us up to the halfway point of the season. So Leon Koo is going to do our engineering a great favor if he can finish ahead of Eddie Liu. And they're going to be coming off the safety car, and it's going to be racing, I think, for one full lap before the end. So it's all getting a little bit tight at the end.
It's amazing that we'll be able to witness two different battles in a sprint race.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, as somebody said it this morning on the grid, you never know what surprise is going to turn up in touring car racing. One of the great criticisms that has turned up for more advanced racing, is what I'm going to say, is because computer technology has turned up so much that the cars are essentially running themselves. In this case, it is a guy that is hanging on to the chassis as this car rolls through these massive tracks. So it is so exciting for us watching, of course, but do have a heart and spare some thoughts for these teams that put these cars together, because they are miracle workers when it comes down to it. So I reckon the safety car is going to be coming in. That big incident, as I said, is under, oh, well, okay, so the big decision will be made after the race from race control between Roy Tang
I think
and,
we can expect some penalties.
I don't mean to be laughing, but I wonder if race control is going to call both of those drivers in, and they take it up in the decision-making thing. I think there's a serious issue that needs to be solved, because you don't usually see cars driving all over the other cars. You know, there was a race director for the Asian Le Mans series that I used to do, Eduardo Freitas, really famous race director, and he's one of his most famous lines is the line from physics that two pieces of matter cannot occupy the same space at the same time. That's what it's all about. Whenever he's doing the driver's briefings, he says two cars cannot occupy the same space at the same time. Well, Nick, I think we are gifted to say that we have now seen two cars occupy the same space at the same time, one on top of the other one.
I thought I'd seen everything in touring car racing.
You haven't.
Today I
This
saw
is, I
something
said,
new.
over the next few years, man, you're going to see a lot. So we have just got the official word. We're about to go green. Safety car is going to peel off at the end of this. And look at that yellow car and the green and orange car, because those are the top two.
Shootout.
This is going to be a straight shootout for this lap that will lead to the last lap, if I'm right.
And Leon is already preparing to make moves.
Well, how about that? I think he may have missed a gear. I think that Eddie Liu missed a gear and he's
What a
fallen
gift.
back.
What a gift.
What an absolute gift. He must have. That's the only way you can lose power like that on turn 15. So he's got it all to do now. Leon Koo is heading for his second win. He's only got to stay on track for about another 3 minutes, if I'm right. Peace Out Fun. Is that Peace Out Fun that's coming second? There's another crunch up at turn 1. Ken Rata is involved. Now, who is that has now... You know what? I think that's Chow Tek Seong. I have a funny feeling that's Leon Koo up front.
No, then Eddie Liu has lost up
Eddie
quite
Liu.
a bit of ground.
What a time. You know what it is? It's such a difficult change. Sometimes when you move off from 80 kilometers an hour, which is behind the safety car, up to full speed. That is what's happened. I think he missed the gear and he's paid the price for it.
He's trying his best to make up ground.
No, that's not Peace Out Fun at all. That is in fact Putra Adam. The SP1 leader is now also fighting for the overall lead well, that means that Eddie Liu should get past Putra, maybe. I mean, Putra's great at defending. So, I don't know, but Leon Koo wrapped that up and put a ribbon on it, because it's not Christmas, but he just got a gift.
The fact that we are only now starting to highlight Leon Koo
on the last lap with 2 minutes to go.
How far behind he was.
I'm telling you, Nick, wrap it up, put a ribbon on it, and give it to him. Send it online, make it an e-gift. Either way, it's a present that he got today. And adding to, you know, I said what he's already done this season, And that might just be a big gift for our engineering as well. That looks like Chao Texio. No, it's Farid Fauzi. Farid Fauzi just behind Putra Adam. Eddie Liu has now moved into second.
What an opportunity though that Eddie had. He thought he lost it and then he had the lead, only to lose power coming into turn 15.
Yeah, lose power at the worst possible time. So this should be the last lap, but you know what? It might even be... Just having a look now to see if that, yes, it is. Last lap board because there was 1 minute off the full course yellow. So one more lap. Look at the gap, 2 seconds from behind
Eddie Liu is
Leon
going to
Q.
give it everything he's got.
How are they
Expect him
lapping?
to go hot and heavy and really push Leon Koo with everything that he has.
Well, he is now the fastest on the lap. Leon Koo lapping at 2:29. Eddie Liu is lapping at 2:30. Putra Adam is lapping at 2:33. That's Chao Texiong. That's Kusikanto, who's managed the last end of the race, who's up there.
Kuzi's back.
He's in 6th. Leon Koo, untroubled at the moment. Eddie Liu, gritting his teeth and, you know, champing at the bit because he knows that he's just given this one away. That is that all-conquering Honda Civic FD2R. This is the car that won championships just before the pandemic. It's a whole new paint scheme. It used to be blue and silver.
Leon was so dominant in the first race. He won by, I think, close to 20 seconds. Not quite this time, but he wouldn't mind it one bit.
No, absolutely not. Now, if I were him, I would play out this last 2 seconds. I would not push it. I would literally drive a 95% output. Keep an eye on the back mirrors.
And he's doing exactly that. He's fastest in sector 2 as well.
Yeah,
Eddie Liu
he's
playing
pushing
catch
it.
up.
So Eddie Liu a bit slower in sector 2, and that might be that 1 second that has killed his chances because he needed to be a lot faster if he was going to make up 2 seconds in a lap. In fact, Leon Koo would have to have a problem, I think, to concede 2 seconds in that lap. So that is Putra Adam. Good run from him. He's going to pick up another third. Picked up a second in race 2 in round 1. So at least has picked up some points in the first half of the season. He's going to be looking for big wins in August and September for round 3. And of course the doubleheader where it's going to be a shootout in round 4. But I'm looking forward to both of those races. I think it's going to be fantastic. And so here he goes. The greatest gift you could ever give anyone. Is it his birthday today? I don't know, but
Probably soon.
he's got a checkered flag and he earned it literally on the last lap. He can thank the full course yellow.
He can thank Eddie
if
Liu
I were
too.
him, he would thank Eddie Liu for the gear loss, but go and thank Roy Tang and Johnny Z as well in the decision after the race, because those 3 drivers have basically gifted our engineering and Leon Koo a great, great win here. This is fantastic. So, Leon Koo.
Second win of the season.
Second win of the
Totally in
season.
contrasting fashion to the first.
Eddie Liu. And, you know, these are things can happen. Putra Adam now turning into probably one of the most consistent drivers, driving in multiple categories as well.
Johnny Z seems in good spirits, waving to the camera. Or
Well,
rather,
I mean,
waving the
he's
cars
happy that the car just got back. I mean, right now that car's looking like an Airfix kit.
Just waving the
SP1,
cars
it
on.
was, I said, so Putra Adam has not only taken 3rd on the grid for TP, but he's also taken, of course, top spot in SP1. So that's a double win for Putra Adam this weekend.
And we have one a retired driver as well, Tawhid Anwar, unfortunately.
Oh no, that
Yep.
is bad, yeah.
Tawhid
So he
Anwar.
was out after 5 laps. Sorry, Tawhid, we didn't mention it, but as you can tell, there's been plenty going on. Kusikanto with a 3rd spot in SP1. So what this, I mean, now we've had a lot of double winners. So Kusikanto was our first double winner. That was in round 1. Putra Adam now a double winner here in round 2. Leon Koo also is now
double
picked
winner,
up,
yeah.
well, not a double winner on the day, on the weekend, but he certainly picked up his 2nd win. So it is all getting very, very tight as the cars are going to start making their way. I can see the officials. Our commentary position is just above Park Ferme, and they're all getting ready for the reception of these cars. What a race it has been. Putra Adam now, that looks like turn 11 or 12, I think. No, in fact, that's coming up to 14, yep. So here they are on the back street, on the back straight, sorry. Eddie Liu waving from his car. Leon Koo. That's one lucky racer, one lucky Singaporean racer has come up to Malaysia.
I think he'll be even surprised in the manner of how he won it.
The luckiest Singaporean in Malaysia right now. I think that's
Because as they came to turn 15, he was probably getting ready to
it's
charge
not just, I said it, yeah.
Eddie Liu, and then boom, suddenly he finds himself
it's
in
not
front.
just one. I thought it was going to be a shootout. He got his gear change right. Eddie Liu didn't, but on top of that, both of them are benefiting from the Johnny Z Roy Tang incident. Means, you know, you don't usually get two lucky strikes like that in a row on the last lap, basically, to come in and get the win. So
The change in format has really delivered some high-octane entertainment, I have to say.
They're all laughing because they just don't think they can believe it. You know, our engineering, as I said, one of the most successful teams in MCS racing, but I don't think they expected this win of all of them. The other ones were, they had to really strategize and think about it.
I'm really keen to see Roy Tang and
see
Jonathan
Leon's
Z's
face.
reaction.
Look at that. Bide your time, play your position in the game of life well. That's one of the rules I live with, but they are very happy with that. So I think that might be Eddie Liu. And that should be Putra Adam as well. So, all in all, this is when he actually took the lead. So as you can see, he's not there right now at all. He will pop up on your screen.
Was the big incident,
there
right?
he is. He's popping up on your screen in fourth. So at this point, he was into second, of course. Oh, in fact, he was into third. And then Roy Tang would drop off, and then Eddie Liu would drop off. And yeah, one lucky Singaporean driver in Malaysia right now. He's done very, very well. But he's earned it. I said, you take part in these races, and you could earn in the break. So we'll have the full roundup of results for you. And of course, I'll look back at what's going on. Right now, it is a time for celebration for these drivers. So is Tawhid Anwar and Baron Sim also disappeared on the 11th lap after posting up a 3:19, along with Lee Kum Sun. Those are the three drivers that didn't make it to the end.
Probably still surprised, Leon Koo. Still taking it all in.
I wonder if he expected that, if he wanted that at all. But yeah, hey, look, I'll take a win. I'll take a win any day of the week. That's what he's thinking. Because as I said, this is not a one-off win. He was one of probably the most successful driver off round one. So this has put his championship run into a really good position. So looking at the results, I still can't believe it. Leon Koo is up top. Eddie Liu is 1 second behind him. Johnny Z and Roy Tang, after all that work, third and fourth. So I said they are going to pick up some points at least. And Lee Kum Sun will also pick up points because by just the nature of having 5 people in touring production.
And Putra Adam doing really well to finish in top spot. Faris Fauzi in second place. Kuzi Kanto in third place. Chow Tiek Seong in fourth. Kenurata, fifth place. Pisau Fan in sixth. Baron Sim and Tawhid Anwar are the two non-finishers in seventh and eighth.
Yeah, that's right. So Tawhid Anwar is going to have to look for another half of the season to get that car back off. But of course, he's got the benefit of having a lot of time now because of the July break, really, and to the middle of August. So about ready to have a look back at what was a fantastic run here. Started off a little bit moist. Roy Tang was ready to go, and Leon Koo was ready to go. But at that point, of course, still everyone didn't know what was about to take place for half an hour. Now, have a look at it on the inside. It's this inside line. Johnny Z jumps in, a little bit of space given there, and that was enough for him to push ahead of Eddie Liu. Roy Tang settled into third, Leon Koo in fourth at this point. Pi Sao Fan is in there as well. That's Lee Kum Sun. A little bit of a shake for Kusikanto at turn 14. Rescued it well, and more importantly, comes back on track at just the right time. So this was the big shunt that kicked it all off. Johnny Z shouldn't have done that on turn 10. And then just the next corner, well, Roy Tang probably shouldn't have done this to Johnny Z. Both of them wiped out their races. Leon Koo on the inside picks up third. He would get restarted, Johnny Z, but it wouldn't be a finisher's position. So a full course yellow for a bit of a shunt between Ken Urata and well, who was that? I think that was Pi Sao Fan. No, it wasn't at the front. Leon Koo in the end comes out on top after getting 2 bites of the cherry. Eddie Liu with a gear loss, and Roy Tang and Johnny Z taking themselves out. What a win for our engineering. They've won a lot at the MCS, but this one I think they're going to remember a little bit more than the rest of them. Fantastic action here at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysia Championship Series 2024. So great win for Leon Koo. And we are going to have a podium presentation. And right now, while we get that all set up, we're going to take a quick break. So we'll catch you on the other side.
The stage is set for another epic Sepang showdown. The world champion. He's bang on course of pole here in Malaysia. No, he's gone down. Attacking too hard. Just going in too hot into turn 4. You almost thought that was coming.
Welcome to the Sepang International Circuit for the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia. You want to be here at the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysian GP. Why? Because of the mega lucky draw. That's right, there's going to be 3 R25 motorcycles to be given away to any one of you. 3 in fact, for all of those main grandstand ticket holders. This is actually a collaboration between SIC and Racing Boy just for MotoGP.
Harapan saya pada minggu ini adalah untuk berada di kedudukan hadapan dan saya ingin cuba fight sehabis baik untuk berada di kedudukan poin. Kalau podium itu bonus buat saya, so jangan lupa datang support saya.
We're lights out, we're racing in the sprint here in Malaysia, and Bagnaia has made the superb start from that sun pole position. He's going for it on the inside, it's going to be really, really close. He's going to run in hot, and Bagnaia will just cut to the tight inside line. Here comes Martin through as well. Alex Marquez storms to a sprint sensation here in Sepang. He wins it by nearly 1.6 seconds.
So hari ini kehadiran saya memang untuk Peko Bagnaia. Peko punya motor terlalu banyak aerodinamik, so bila dia keluar corner untuk pick up a bit slow, keluar corner je memang George Martin. Sekarang ni memang George Martin yang paling laju lah.
Moto3, it's a really good start from pole position by Yamamoto.
Here comes Sasaki, who's going to pick up a 2-bike slipstream. Is he late enough on the brakes to get through?
Next weekend! That's a huge eyesight. That's Alonso who's gone down. Diogo Moreira's been caught up. It's a 4th crash of the weekend. Vaya it is then that still leads. Colin Vaya wins a Malaysian Grand Prix. Sepang lights out and underway here at the Sepang International Circuit. Kind of big risk to go without the game with a challenging mistake. Oh, an Arbolino, but It's congratulations, Moto2 world champion. It's Pedro Acosta. It's lights out, and we're underway here in the Malaysia MotoGP race. Bagnaia looked like he initially missed the start, trying to gel with the factory. The Ducati really put him on the back foot as Martin goes for it on the inside of Bagnaia. On the cutback they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. The beast is back with a bang in Sepang. Enea Bastianini is a race winner for the first time on the factory Ducati.
Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart to all the board members, SSC staff, all the volunteers, all the medias, all the agencies that have helped us in making this event a successful one this year. A special thank you to the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Tourism Malaysia for the support that you have given to us this year. And for those who have not purchased the tickets for next year, you can go to our website www.sepangcircuit.com to purchase the buy one free one ticket for the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2024. And see you next year. Kasih gegar.
Welcome back to the podium presentation for the second race, TP and SP1. Before we get there, don't forget lots of things to get involved with on the official website, www.sepangcircuit.com. The car open track day is one of them. You can get your car on this FIA Grade 1 circuit. Just go and find out all the details, and then you can book online on the sepangcircuit.com. And of course, while you're there, then also do check out the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia. That's the biggest race of the year, simply by the amount of people that turned up. 182,000 people turned up, and if you want to push it, then there's a 20% discount right now. It's a mid-year sale. Just get onto sepangcircuit.com. Here's the podium.
Category. Let's bring up all the top three podium winners. In third place, Jonathan C., car number 17 from Scuba Race Team. Daniel Uy from Black Wolf Racing, car 77. And from our engineering, Leon Koo, car 339. So this is like that to bring up to the stage to present the prizes is Mr. John Homesick, the managing director of HK Motorsport, to hand out the trophies to all three of them.
Thank you.
So that was an exciting race, okay, battle head to head, bumper to bumper, side to side, and also with the safety car making its appearance and also being part of the final results.
Well, Leon Koo and Eddie Liu and Johnny Z. I'm very happy. That's your podium touring production.
Okay, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you to the winners. Thank you to the presenter. We now move on to the SP1 category. In third place, car 13, R Works Rios Racing, we have Rosi Canto. Third place. Second place from R Engineering, Muhammad Faris Fauzi, car number 10. And his teammate coming back to the top of the podium, Putra Adam, Halim Azam. Double win for him in both races. R Engineering, car number 25, race 1, okay, and race 2. Like you might up to the stage again, Mr. John Homesick, Managing Director of HK Motorsport, and with the trophies to third, second, and first place winners. Congratulations to our engineering, a double win, double first and second place for both races yesterday, race 1 and race 2 today.
So there's your podium for SP1.
Thank you to the presenter, the winners, and all of you in the behind the scenes working there.
Well, that brings us to a close of round 2. Nick, thanks for joining me for this weekend. Of course, you'll be here for round 3 as well.
Yes, been an absolute pleasure, and we'll do it all again in 2 months' time.
Fantastic. You guys join us then on the 11th of August. Till then, it's goodbye from us.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysia Championship Series